So if you haven't touched Destiny 2 in a while and you're logging in like, what the hell happened to this game? This video is for you. Maybe you left around the Witch Queen, maybe you bounced after Lightfall, maybe you haven't played since Forsaken. And it doesn't matter because I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know in 2026. So what changed, where to start, and what to chase, and what to completely ignore so you don't burn out in 2 days and uninstall again. Give me a few minutes and I'll save you hours of confusion and pointless grinding. Alright, let's cut the BS and let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing you need to know, Destiny 2 is still Destiny. However, the systems around it might be very different from where you left off. Now the power leveling is simpler than it used to be, but it's also way less important than you remember. So you don't need to know life every single playlist just to be viable anymore. Now the soft cap, power cap, pinnacle cap, yeah, they still exist, but they matter way less outside of day one raids or high-end contests. And the second biggest change is the seasonal content. So instead of 4 totally disconnected seasons throwing FOMO at your face every 3 months, so Bungie has bundled more of that content into like expansions and timeline style missions. So if you're coming back, you're not as screwed as you used to be for missing one season. And third thing is the system bloat. Now the artifact mods, weapon crafting, armor change, subclass reworks, yeah, it looks a mess at first. However, here's the good news. You can ignore about 70% of that on day one and still have fun. I'll tell you which 30% actually matters in a second. Also, a quick reality check. PvP is still PvP. Matchmaking is still questionable. The meta still can be annoying. Ability spam is even breaking the sandbox even more. So if you left because of Crucible, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of those pain points, they're still here. But if you left because the game was overwhelming, see, it's actually in a better place to jump back in now than it's been in years. Alright, so you're logged in, you're in the tower, your screen is screaming at you with all type of icons. Do not start clicking random stuff. Step 0, use the portal. Open your directory and look for the portal icon. This is Bungie's start here if you're lost button. Click it and just follow what it tells you to do. Now the portal gives you a guided checklist to do this next, story beats you've missed that still matter, activities that actually make sense for your power level. So if you do nothing else, you can live inside the portal flow for your first few play sessions and the game will slowly rebuild your character and your brain. So once you're a little warmed up, then step 1, use the timeline tab to pick up on the current expansion campaign on normal. So don't overthink difficulty. Normal is there to get you back in the rhythm of shooting aliens in the face, not to flex on the Grandmaster. So step 2, visit the seasonal hub and the seasonal vendor. See, this is where you start getting targeted weapons and armor instead of pure random trash. So do a few seasonal runs, grab those rank rewards, and you'll quickly replace your old weird 2019 gear and modern stuff that actually works in today's build. Also go see Commander Savala, go see Master Raoul, and also Zer, because they'll sell weapons and gear that'll help you with your progression path. Alright, in step 3, pick one lane to live in at a time. So strikes, crucible, gambit, or any seasonal activities. See, the fastest way to burn out is by bouncing between 10 playlists and feeling like you're progressing in none of them. Lock in on one, finish a few reward tracks, and then swap. Alright, so now let's talk power and loot, but in human language. Treat power like this. Get to the soft cap by just playing portal objectives, campaign, seasonal activities. Don't chase specific drops, just equip higher numbers. So once you're around the soft cap, please stop obsessing over every point. Anything that's not high end in-game, being 10 points under, isn't going to ruin your life. But what actually matters is the quality of your gear. Rule number 1, use the new thing the game throws at you. Blues, then purples, then exotics. See, you'll start seeing weapons and armor with better perk combinations than the fossils you have in your vault. Rule number 2, only infuse what you love. See, infusion is not a fashion show. Don't waste upgrade materials dragging 5 mediocre weapons up with you. Pick the 1 or 2 guns, the 1 or 2 armor pieces that feel amazing, infuse those, and shard the rest. Rule number 3, pay more attention to the stats on the armor than the color on the border. Back in Destiny 2 Edge of Fate expansion, Bungie dropped the Armor 3.0 rework. So now we have weapons, health, class, grenade, super, and melee. See, these stats matter way more than whether the armor is an old raid prestige. So let's say you find a random 75 stat seasonal gauntlet with high health, class, and weapons. See, that's way better than your sentimental 50 stat relic. So if you follow the portal flow, a campaign, and a seasonal track, so your power would naturally climb without you needing a spreadsheet. Alright, so now let's talk about the guns and the builds. That's the fun part. So if you've been gone for a while, ignore the super deep meta talk and start with safe, easy choices. For primaries, you can't go wrong with auto rifles, pulse rifles, SMGs, hand cannons. So pick something that feels stable that has high damage perks like destabilizing rounds, incandescent, and kill clip. And for PvP, go in more dual winning perks, such as opening shot, Eye of the Storm, and Keep Away. So these are your fancy 2026 perk names that can hit red bars constantly in PvE and can just slaughter guardians in PvP. Now for our specials, think our new prismatic sword, use shotguns, fusion rifles, snipers, or glaives. So shotguns for up close panic, fusions for chunky majors, snipers if you like playing further back, and the prismatic and glaives if you like that weird hybrid melee tank gameplay. And for your heavy, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, linears are still burning bosses, but machine guns are your safe if you want ammo and air clear options. Okay, so you may be sitting here like, cool, but what do I actually equip right now? What's the current Destiny 2 meta? And I already did the homework for you. See, I got a full top 5 meta weapons in Destiny 2 Renegades, and it's a no BS breakdown that cuts through all the fake hype, all the clickbait thumbnails, and just shows you the guns that are actually farming in-game right now. When you get back in the groove of playing Destiny 2 daily, and if your current loadouts isn't touching at least a couple of those 5, you're not just playing, you're trolling yourself and making a game harder for no reason. So once you finish this checklist video, click that card on the screen or hit the link in the description and fix your loadout before you queue into anything serious. And for your subclass, don't try to master all at once. Pick one identity and commit. So Solar if you like healing and burning everything, Void if you like invis, weaken, and overshields, Arc if you like speed, jolt, and ability spam, Stasis if you like freezing everything, Strain if you like things hanging and swinging, Prismatic, hell if you just want to do everything. So just grab a simple build, one exotic that synergizes with your subclass, a couple of aspects that support your playstyle, and then just play. You don't need a 30-minute build crafting video open on a second monitor to enjoy yourself for the first week back. Alright, so let me save you a ton of frustration with a quick do not list. So don't try to understand every system in one night. You will drown in menus and you will quit. Don't spend 3 hours cleaning out your vault, delete obvious trash as you go along, then do a deep clean later. Don't jump straight into Grandmasters, Day 1 raids, or the hardest content with randoms. Just kind of ease in. Don't blow upgrade materials on every blue or random purple. Save them for the pieces that are actually worth part of your build. Now, don't judge the entire game off one sweaty Crucible match where you got mapped by some guy with 4,000 hours. So just simply give yourself a few sessions to relearn how Destiny feels before you decide if it's good or bad now. So is Destiny 2 worth coming back to in 2026? So if you love the gunplay, the space magic, the high-end PvE, yes. The core of the game, raids, dungeons, power fantasy, is still some of the best in the genre. The big difference is now you have tools like the portal, the timeline, and better seasonal systems that make it way less punishing to be a normal human who doesn't log in every single week. Now don't get me wrong, it's still a live service loot game, so there's still the grind, there's still weird currencies, there's still situations where PvP absolutely drives you crazy, but then there's also Bungie being Bungie. But if you can accept that and you follow the path I laid out, the portal, the campaign, seasonal track, one playlist at a time, you can absolutely have a good time as a returning player. Alright, so now you know where to start, what to ignore, and how not to waste your first few hours back in Destiny 2. Now the next step is simple. Fix your loadout and click the video on this screen. It's my top 5 meta weapons in Destiny 2 Renegades. No BS, no fake meta hype, just the guns that are actually doing work right now. Watch that, lock in 2 or 3 of those, then go run the stuff we talked about in this video. You'll feel the difference immediately. If you do want to see my Destiny 2 new players or returning players video guide playlist, I would suggest you watch this next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a great day. Peace.